Hello everyone and welcome to the final race. The final race after 8 dramatic, intense, brilliant races. I'll talk about that 5-second penalty in a minute, but after all of that, we are here, the final race of the season, as it is on every league, in every F1, in real life F1. We are in Abu Dhabi. And I am joined by the man himself, the man who's joined me for the whole season and has been a wonderful co-commentator with me. It is...
U.A.E. Hello everyone, welcome to myself and the very emotional Tiger. I think that's got to be send-off of the year from any commentator for this series. As it will be slightly unfortunate when this series goes and the drivers move on to the next one, but at the moment we are here, and let me take you through all of the title permutations, as currently Lord Jedi is on his lap starting to go now. As to win the championship, Holland Campion must finish in at least 6th position or above, and that's even if Lord Jedi wins and gets the fastest lap. For Holland Campion, for Lord Jedi to win the championship, he must finish first with the fastest lap, the Holland Campion out of, 7th or below. And in the event of a championship tie, which can occur if Lord Jedi finishes 2nd with the fastest lap and Holland Campion is out of the points, Lord Jedi will be your champion today, and he's coming through the end of Sector 1 now.
Oh, interesting. And I was just about to say that Joe picks up a 5-place grid penalty for colliding with, I believe it was Bates? Barty? No, it was a Barty. I think I believe it was one of the McLarens. It was either Barty or Bates, but
yellow's in Sector 2. We have a Red Bull off.
Unfortunate for him because it's Cryptek. I think he's just running slow, and letting faster cars go by. It's unfortunate for Joe because he probably would have been wanting to put in a good lap time, especially since he had that penalty last week, which I believe only drops down. Does it not drop down to an LLP?
Yeah, it does, but he's been looking forward to some qualifying, but he's going to start 3 places back from wherever he does today, as Lord Jedi cuts the second part of the chicane there and goes and invalidates his lap, so this lap won't count for the Swiss driver.
Another person to keep an eye on is Pepelek, who we've been calling the Quali King in the Freshman League, because he seems to always come up with a brilliant qualifying times, and 2 drivers controversially back again, Mares and Pope, who dominated the race. Mares, the Academy League champion, is here, and he is racing in the Freshman League.
As Kebab goes to original pole with 1 minute 35.9 on the soft tyres, decent lap back from the Ferrari. He's gone very wide though on his cool down.
He's invalidated that lap there.
But as Oriol's going to come to the line now. He was just in the GT Sport race, comes across the line to 138.1.
Ahead of me in the GT Sport, just ahead of me by quite a bit actually in the GT Sport race. I had an unfortunate race, but go and watch that if you haven't already, guys. After this stream, please stay for this. Antelopen goes 2nd, 35.9. Bates coming in as well for time. But yeah, let's see what Pepelek does. He's come around the final corner. This could be a good time from him. Let's have a look. And he goes pole. 35.7 from Pepelek. So he goes pole, gets the fastest last sector. I'm not sure if his other sector times were like, but as we said, the Quali King back again, and he's back up in the 1st position. But I think Mares again is going to give him another run for his money, as he's shown that he has brilliant pace by winning the Academy League champion.
Definitely, as he joins esteemed drivers such as Tim, who won the Academy in the first season that he ran it, halfway through this season on the F1 2019 game. So a very good thing to have, obviously, being a world champion. It's not a bad feeling, as I found out from Monday. But
I guess Toussaint won as well. We have a champion in the commentary box with us. Toussaint, quick interview. How do you feel?
I feel very great, but we're not talking about that right now, as Lord Jedi is...
There's a McLaren off in Sector 2?
I believe
not
that was
McLaren,
Barty
sorry,
just going
a
slowly.
Renault. No, I believe it was a Renault. I think it was Yusa Maki.
As Joe's gone very wide, and he's hit the wall just under the hotel now. I can't see if he's got damage, but Joe there ran very wide.
But it doesn't look like he's got any damage from what I can see, but... it was only his outlap though, Toussaint, so I think he's going to come round now. Oh no, maybe he did have damage.
He's coming to the pit, so he's probably bailed on that lap then. Oh, it's Lord Jedi has... Oh, it's on an outlap, okay.
Lord Jedi out on the outlap. They're the 2 men we need to look out for here, Toussaint. Lord Jedi, Holland Campion. Where will they qualify and where will they finish? Them 2 are the 2 guys at the moment battling for the championship.
Definitely, and as of late, Holland Campion has not had that great a qualifying. You remember last race in Brazil, he was down in 12th place. He can't afford.
Both drivers, Lord Jedi was only 9th last race in qualifying.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
both of these drivers can't have another performance like that in quality. They need to be at the sharp end of the grid to give themselves the best chance of winning the championship. As Lord Jedi now is coming towards the start of his lap.
Oh, I think, yeah, that's damage. I don't know what happened there to Campion, but he went straight into the wall there on that second DRS straight, and I got damage to his front wing. So he's going to have to come back in.
As if you want to hop on board with Lord Jedi, I'll try and give you my best commentated lap here, coming through turns 2 and 3 now, nearly flat out this, up into 7th gear, under the Rolex bridge, now looking for the 100-meter board, breaking down to 3rd gear, swinging it into the apex. It's the fastest first sector of anyone so far, and now into the very tricky hairpin. Very important to get a good exit from here. Oh, a bit of understeer the Racing Point, back on the power now, short shifts to 3rd, up through the gears, watch the traction on the exit, DRS opens once again, and the track tightens up. You do lose a lane, so you're going to see Lord Jedi come to this middle of the track more, as once again I'm looking for that 100-meter board again, and we're braking now down into 2nd gear, hard braking. 1st gear for the Racing Point driver decides to go for, hooks it up for the 2nd bit, misses the apex a little bit though, short shifts to 4th once again, on the DRS, keep the car to the left-hand side of the road for the maximum amount of straight line speed, and so we're coming up towards a very tricky chicane of turns 11, 12 and 13, down to the 1st gear once again as Antelopen's gone to the pole once more, through 13 now, up into turn 14, 3rd gear corner, back on the power once again, so then short shift to 4, as I'm going to come through turns 15 and 16. Don't think about using an F1 car, they're flat out, 2 right-handers, braking now, heavy, down in towards turn 17, and now turn 18, under the hotel, under the Yas Island Hotel now, under another Rolex bridge, and now we come through the very tricky turn 15, watch the barrier on the exit, as now we're looking for the 50-meter board, braking down into 4th gear, hooks up the apex, very nicely done there from the Racing Point driver. Now through the final 2, final corner now, 4th gear, misses the apex a little bit, back on the power, ran out of ERS to the line, it's a 36.2, 4th place.
4th place, brilliantly done there, too safe from you, especially for that commentated lap, but Lord Jedi, only 4th place at 36.2, so maybe be able to improve gonna have to improve a little bit there if he wants to get higher up, but Antelopen, as he said, fastest at the moment at 35.6, and there's also a tight battle for the constructors between, I believe it's the Red Bull, Racing Point and Williams teams, I believe it is.
Yeah, so both Williams drivers may be out of contention for the Drivers' Championship, but they still can win the Constructors today if they both put out a good result for the team. As Antelopen looking to do that at the moment on pole, the 35.6. Pepelex also on an outlap, Kebab's on a lap. He hasn't set the world on fire his first 2 sectors, though. He's coming through turns 14 and 15 now.
Campion's coming around on his outlap, so he'll be putting in a lap time soon. He had to come in for a wing change as he did catch damage. But quite a few drivers out on track at the moment putting in times. Super Fixer out on a lap time.
But Kebab invalidates his lap and he's pitted.
Kebab invalidated his lap, but Super Fixer's been showing a lot of pace towards the end of this season. A lot of other drivers as well.
But he's going to get traffic though. He's going to get traffic though in the 3rd sector in the form of Lord Jedi. He's gone into a... Oh no. No. The Lord Jedi there, that was not a smart move. You can't put your car... You can't put your car in AI when you're out in qualifying like that. It's just completely ruined for Toro Rosso's lap there.
That is unfortunate. But Superfix, I'm sure, can go around for another lap again. Another person as well who's actually invalidated his lap, who has only won one of the races here in the Freshman League. Ex-Natty will be looking to try and get some big points in for the Williams team. Try and outscore both Red Bull and Racing Point teams and try and get the championship victory.
As out of the lineups that we have, it definitely feels like Williams have one of the stronger pairings.
Joe went 5th at 37.0, so but 8 tenths off of Lord Jedi. It's a big gap there between 4th and 5th.
Yeah, definitely. As we're seeing the Oh, okay, I thought Joe got a bit of wing damage there, but it was alright. We're seeing a bit of a gap between maybe the top drivers in the midfield at the moment. Quite a big gap there, 8 tenths between Lord Jedi and Joe now. But still 6.5 minutes left to go, so enough time for drivers to improve. Ex-Natty currently in 13th on the hard tyres. I'm sure he won't be looking to qualify on those. But interestingly, Tiger, we have all of the top 10 qualified on the soft tyres, potentially penning them in for a 2-stop then, as Holland Campion now, the championship leader, is going to come out for his lap. as he hooks up the apex a lot nicely there, a lot nicer than Lord Jedi managed on his lap. As through the hairpin we come now as an Alfa Romeo. Oh, gets a bit of oversteer. There's an Alfa Romeo there, which shouldn't have held him up too badly. He's got the DRS open once again. As we've also got Joe, I believe, is also on the lap, coming through the end of his second sector. Now he's 2.1 seconds down, though, on his personal best. I'm going to go back down to Holland Campion and see what time he can do through the middle sector. He's quite slow through that chicane, but if that's working for him, then it is. And now we're going to have the DRS open once again for the second time this start. AB Tekkas has retired from this session, so he's crashed out, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, it wasn't the fastest time from him either, so it's going to start near the bottom. Oh, fastest sector 2 for Campion, yes, I think that's what you were just about to say.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but yes, Holland Campion did manage to do the fastest middle sector of anybody here. Looking good for pole at the moment. Then if he can just carry it through into the final sectors now. Coming through turn 17 underneath the hotel, short shift to third. He's missed the apex there a little bit in 18. And in 19 as well. He's going to lose quite a bit of time there now. It's not been the best final sector from Holland Campion. Down to 4th gear for the final 2 corners now. Can he hook up the apex in the final corner? Oh, and he keeps
a little bit of oversteer.
It's 36-2. It's only 6th place behind Lord Jedi.
Behind Lord Jedi in 6th position. I'm not sure where. I don't think would that wrap up the championship for Lord Jedi. I don't think it would. I don't think the point gap would be big enough.
But Kebab now goes 5th.
Kebab going 5th. No, Cryptek actually going 4th. Cryptek going 4th. Dirty Larry, brilliant time from him at 35.8. He hasn't been showing the best of pace, but that's a very good time from Dirty Larry.
Yeah, definitely, as he's shown a massive turn of pace. So you haven't seen that kind of pace from the Alfa Romeo driver since Bahrain, really. Yeah. As Alfa Romeo here looking in good stead for a decent result, at least in the form of Dirty Larry.
Definitely, and I've just been sent actually live news here of the constructors' points here. So Red Bull are on 147 points. Williams, I don't think that's Williams. I think that is. Oh yeah, sorry. Racing Point is on 141 points, and the Williams team are on 135 points. So that's quite close there at the top between those 3 teams.
Yeah, definitely, as they have probably been the 3 standout teams of this event so far. Obviously, all three of those teams have had a driver to win a race. Williams have had both drivers win a race, and only Ferrari, outside of those top 3 teams, have won a race in the form of Mares, who is currently still in the pits. Both Pope and Mares still in the pits. They're maybe electing for more of a fun race by starting from the back, I suggest. I'm not sure what they're doing. As Antelope, your provisional pole sitter, is coming through turn 1 now. Let's see if he can improve on his lap.
Let's have a look. Pepelek is also on an outlap as well, so I have to see whether he can improve.
Yes, definitely. As now Antelope is going to come towards the end of sector 1. What time can he do? He's down on his personal best, albeit by less than a tenth. He's hooked up that chicane very nicely, though, to come down into the hairpin of turn 5 at the moment. Hello to everyone in the chat as well. Thank you for joining us, all 21 of you. As now Antelope and DRS open once again. He's going to come to the middle of the track, I believe, before we go down towards turn 6, I believe this is. It's Peplex still on an outlap. We've got Dirty Larry also on a lap. Coming back. X-Natty G's crashed!
Oh! X-Natty G! And he was looking good there on a lap there, Toussaint. I think he was looking to improve, maybe. A 36.4 was his best time, so I have to see if anyone improves on that. They'll go ahead of him, and he'll probably just drop further and further down the field as Joe starts his lap, but he's actually going to run into some traffic. Oh, there's a Williams. Is that a Williams? Sorry, is that a Racing Point?
That was Natty. As Joe's on the fastest first sector of anyone. I think Natty there pressed the retire button by mistake, potentially, and now he's not going to qualify higher than 9th. Could be about to get knocked down and pegged by Joe's on the fastest middle sector of anyone. As the qualifying comes to a close here, Pope and Mares both haven't gone out on a lap. Lord Jedi is on a lap now as well.
Antelope invalidated his lap, so Antelope's backed out.
So that will be his final qualifying, unless he wants to go out for another lap.
Jedi's down on his time.
Jedi is 1.4 seconds down on his time.
Holland Campion's right behind him. Holland Campbell's right behind him, but he's on an outlap. But both of these drivers will both be going for a flying lap at the same time, right behind each other.
Could we be seeing here, though, will Lord Jedi actually get out of the way for his championship rival? As he isn't obliged to, as Holland Campion is on an out lap, but Holland Campion will have to give his rival some space here, and does. He lifts off on the back straight. He's got a massive gap to the car behind him. I'm sure you can see that. So intelligent stuff there from Holland Campion. He knows that
sneakily getting in the way of his lap time, slowing down a little bit.
Yeah,
to maybe slow his lap time down potentially. Not intentionally, but you know, sneakily maybe.
Well, if he was planning to be sneaky,
oh, Pepelec gone 3 quicker. Pepelec's come through the final sector. He's gone 3 times quicker here, Toussaint.
I can see that now. He's coming through the final 2 corners. Joe goes to the pole.
Joe
with 35.5.
Will Pepelec improve? I didn't predict it. No, he doesn't.
Invalidated.
Oh, I was predicting the Mercedes 1-2 lockout as well before the start, and here we are. Mercedes drivers first and fifth. A brilliant lap time from Joe of 35.5, and that puts him on pole position.
Well done, mate. You deserve it after not having many chances to qualify. Sticks it on pole at the moment, provisional pole only though. As it's Holland Campion. Holland Campion's going to get to the line just in time, I think. He's going to have, well, not DRS. He's coming down to
the line. Jedi came into the pits.
So Lord Jedi won't start higher than 5th.
So
that's Holland Campion.
It's going to be up to Campion.
Definitely, it's Holland Campion now coming through turns 2 and 3, now down towards turn 4. We'll see his first sector split any second now. He's 3 tenths up on his personal best. As that time at the moment would put him ahead of Lord Jedi. As he's coming through turn 5 now, he's drifted down to first, back on the power for the Red Bull driver, your championship leader. He's coming down the back straight now. DRS open, about halfway down the straight. He might have a distant slipstream there from the Ferrari in front of Mares, I believe that is actually, yes, Mares, as we might have different timings from the drivers once again, I think. As through the chicane now, very nice and tidy. He's a little bit wide though. As we've got yellows in sector 1, we won't worry about that for now though, as Holland Campion's got the DRS open once again. In the second DRS, so now he'll be looking for the 100-meter board, breaking down to 3rd gear for turns 11, 12 and 13. Nicely hooked up there for the Red Bull driver, lifted off a little bit through the second one. As unfortunately I forgot to check his middle sector split as we're coming into the final sector now. I don't just know if you caught it, Tiger.
Hello flag in sector 2. I think it was just Brambo. I don't think he's going to improve, but Campion coming round under the hotel at one of the most famous sections on any track in any races. He's going to come round. I don't know if he's up on his time. We'll have to find out as he comes round
coming
now.
Through the final corners.
Through the final corner now. Will he improve? Will he go ahead of Lord Jedi? Oh,
he goes
pole! A brilliant lap time from Holland Campion, a 35.5, and that is, look at the time between him and Joe.
2,000th.
The second between those two drivers. Let's have a look. Antelopin isn't going to improve. Will Kebab maybe improve? He's going 2 tenths quicker. Kebab looks like he's on an improving time here. I don't think, no, Brambo won't improve. So I think the only driver here who could improve is Brambo Superfix. Brambo Superfix, Kebab Barrages.
Yeah, wow, that was quite the lap then from Holland Campion.
Gap between Joe and Campion.
As Lord Kebab has run out of ERS now, he's just going to come to the line, 1 minute 35.5 goes third.
Kebab goes third, a 35.5, and he's really close to those top runners as well.
As I believe he's the last person out on the lap, as Antelopin's validated his lap again, so you saw how badly things went wrong for the Williams driver there, right at the death of the session, as we had. Yeah, as we had Joe go to the pole, and then Holland Campion did it. Oh, and there's
an AI crash.
There's pandemonium with AI. And Pope and Mares both didn't put in a lap. They're 16th and 17th.
Interesting, unless they've been told that since they're a replacement and there's a championship going on, maybe they need to start from the back of the grid, maybe.
Definitely. I think Thunder couldn't join the session, but he should be able to be in for the race and start from the back. As Atom Grun, to answer your question, so Lord Jedi needs to finish first with the fastest lap, and with Holland Campion 7th or below to win the championship if he doesn't want a championship tie, just to answer your question there. Sorry if you weren't clear enough about that before. But
it's actually going to be interesting to see as well, in terms of constructors as well. One Force India in the top 10, the other one would be starting from the back. So that's going to open it up. But looking at the moment, both Red Bull drivers in the points, and actually both Williams drivers in the points as well.
But Joe has a 5-place penalty just
Oh,
to
he
take you
does.
through for top 10. So Holland Campion in first, Joe in second, Kebab in third, Antelope in fourth, Pepperlek fifth, Dirty Larry in sixth, Lord Jedi, your championship contender, in seventh, Cryptic in eighth, Ex-Nancy in ninth, Oriole 10th, GSY Bates just outside the points in 11th, Rambo Super Fixer in 12th, Barty in 13th, Fusamaki 14th, and AB Techers in 15th. Sorry, I just didn't get the last two there. As we're going to come into the final race of the season then.
I just asked Gavra why those two drivers didn't race. Apparently they were allowed to race and qualify and all sorts. They just chose not to. Maybe they didn't want to get in the way of the championship.
Potentially, so they are going to start from the back and have a bit more of a fun race. But we've had many ups and downs here in the Freshman League. We've had different winners at nearly every single race. Only two drivers have won more than twice, and those are your two drivers who are currently fighting for the championship. As where would you rather be about Abu Dhabi this evening, as we're going to get the final round of the Freshman Series underway?
It's going to be amazing to watch this, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens during the race. But as you said, yeah, the Freshman League has not disappointed this entire season. It has been one of the most outstanding F1 seasons I've seen. It's been the most standout F1 league in terms of all the leagues we have here on Gavra Racing, and it seems to always pull out a very, very good performance from all the drivers week in, week out. We've had brilliant races from Bahrain to USA to Brazil to Austria, and it's been so many good races, and it's about to end here, and it'll be the end for some of these drivers in the Freshman League, moving up into the Premier. But at the same time, we'll be getting new fresh faces from the academy. Maybe Pope Bombaris, maybe one might want to join. Maybe a few others from the academy will be joining us next season. And the new game, F1 2020. But this is going to be a momentous occasion, and I can't wait for it because it's the final race, and someone's got to win that championship.
Yeah, someone does have to win the Freshman League next year. And if it's anything like this season, I'm sure we'll agree we're all in for a treat, as we're going to go again here for one last time on the formation lap.
Good. It is X9.
Oh god!
If you don't know X90 likes to absolutely blitz it on a formation lap.
He is the only person in the top 10 to start in the medium tyres then, so definitely going for a one stop. Just to take you through the strategies here, a soft to hard strategy can work if you can get the tyres to around lap 10.
This track isn't very forgiving on the tyres, is it though?
It definitely isn't, and that requires a lot of tyre management. Those on the softs may therefore be looking for a two-stop strategy as the best way to get to the end of the race today. As we've got, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers on the mediums.
Usually the tyre, from when I started in the Super League, I started outside the top 10. So when you're outside the top 10, obviously you get a free choice of tyres. So I went for a medium soft strategy. Not medium soft off, a medium soft strategy. But usually for the drivers who start on a soft, the game will give you a soft to medium is usually what most drivers will probably go for.
As Holland Campion has chosen not to back up the grid, as we're going to come to the grid now, as the AI will take control of the car.
That he's already there waiting.
Yes, he's been removed from the formation lap.
Someone needed to remove it. Thank you, Codemasters. So Joe starting after that 5-place grid penalty. He had a collision with one of the McLaren drivers. Is going to start down in 7th, but that brilliant quali time actually put him up for pretty much a good position to get a jump on a few of these drivers at the start. And he's in the mix of some very good drivers. A few of the drivers around him, Natty, Lord Jedi, have all won races this season, but the lights are about to count down here. The final time for this Freshman League. We're going to have a pause again.
Done it again.
Oh, it's so close. It's lights out and away we go one final time, and it's Campion after a brilliant start here. Oh, the 3 wide going in the foot. It's Lord Jedi over the back of Campion. Joe having collision. Oh, the two Mercedes drivers now. The two Mercedes drivers almost coming together now. Joe having a battle with Dirty Larry, and then it's Crypta behind him. Natty and Bates coming about here. And
Lord
so
Jedi gets a bit squirrely, and you've got a safety car.
Yusamaki. It's Yusamaki, and he's had a collision with Pope. Both Renault drivers having a collision, and now Usamaki's out, so there is a safety car, and now everything is going to be slowed down after that pretty intense start there. But Dirty Larry, a poor start from him, all the way down to 7th. Look at the start that Lord Jedi had. Got the jump on both Mercedes drivers up into 4th position. He is really wanting that championship.
Lord Jedi doing exactly what he needs to do here, getting up into 4th position. He's got 2 cars between him and Holland Campion now. He needs to be ahead of him, remember, for the championship, with Holland Campion in 7th or lower. Oh, as he's cut a little bit of the corner there, but we are going to have a very early safety car. I don't believe we'll see anyone pit who hasn't got damage. The Pope has got heavy damage on the front left. It's his front wing, so we'll probably see that driver in. As Thunder, who also started from the back, has gone up 2 positions now into 16th, with Yusamaki retiring. As all the drivers now respecting the Delta. Oh, as the Alfa Romeo of Oriol has to swerve from behind ex-Nati. That's just the dangers of the Delta there. Hopefully we won't have any lag issues like we did in, well, many races this year, but let's see what we can do.
I don't think we'll be seeing many drivers pit here, will we, Toussaint, in terms of strategy?
No, I believe it will be only those who have damage. I would be surprised if we saw anyone else pit, to be honest with you, Tiger. So just waiting for the drivers to catch up to the safety car.
Yeah, Pope's got bad damage.
Yeah, Pope has. This is a sort of a get out of jail free card for him now to get rid of that damage. Perhaps go on a set of the hard tyres and try and go long in this race now.
It's going to be interesting in terms of just out of the championship battle here. Mares. Be interesting to see what the Academy League champion can do in terms of trying to get past some of these drivers and get himself into the points.
Definitely, as Pope's gone for the soft tyres, so that's very surprising though.
Maybe going for maybe a soft to hard maybe strategy potentially, or maybe
if he can get enough out of the tyres, he might be able to go for another set of mediums if he has a fresh set available to him.
Be interesting. Be interesting because sorry to quick put you in there, but it'd be interesting to see because this safety car will be helping a lot of these drivers' tyres out. But 2 of the drivers that will be helping out, Bates and Natty, both on a set of mediums, is gonna be able to go even longer than they thought on those mediums. Might be able to potentially even push just a 1 stop if they can, but that would be very interesting. But this safety car will be helping tyre wear out across the grid a lot actually.
Yeah, as that being said now, will this allow most of the people on the soft tyres to get to that crucial lap, as Mars has picked up a penalty for colliding with Barty, but will this allow the soft tyre runners to get to that crucial lap 10 and then pit for the hards?
It'll be interesting to see whether they will or not. And some drivers might change to a person who could really might have to gamble on that. Lord Jedi, gamble on a 1 stop, try and get the cut back on Holland Campion, and get the positions done on him.
Yeah, and hope that Holland Campion runs into issues with traffic, as we could get the safety car in this lap, as Pope has course up to the back of the pack now. I'm going to go up to the Lord Jedi and see if the safety car lights turn off. The game does sometimes bring in the safety car quite late, so we'll wait and see now as you are in the final sector. As not going to say anything until we come past the pits, because I've been wrong before.
Yeah, it was quite late in the was it the Super League, I believe? We were just about to go under the hotel, and then the safety car decided it wanted to come in. But no, staying out for another lap here. So, gonna enjoy a bit more of the slow, casual racing and have a time to chillax before we get back underway. And this is going to be very, very intense after the start. Top 10 moment indeed. Hopefully, this will be.
Definitely, as just once again, hi to everyone in the chat. We've got 20 viewers and only 5 likes, so get on that, people.
What are you doing? Sat there on your phones or your computers watching YouTube and don't even need to click. You need to just go and click that like button. It's only a safety car. You've got 2 seconds out of your time to avert your eyes away from the screen, move your mouse cursor or your finger down to that like button and click it. So what are you doing?
As once again, as Natty's saying, he got removed from the pace lap for being too slow. As Morris actually pitted. Morris has come into the pits, so he must have had damage after he collided with Barty.
Barty, yeah, he must have had some damage there.
As you've got Majestic Vibes, Natty's engineer in the chat, I'm sure he'll be giving him some good advice so hopefully he can secure that win for Williams and winning the Constructors.
Peter Spetgens is the Holland champion Jody FIFA father, I believe.
Oh, it's the head of the Spetgens family.
Yes, the head of the family. So let's go RB. By RB, I'm assuming you mean Holland champion, but
Red Bull, I'm sure.
Red Bull,
I'm sure he's a Cryptek fan as well. But your boy's doing very well at the moment, Mr. Spetgens, currently leading the race under the safety car at the moment. But the less time that we're going to have a safety car in the stat, but the less time that Lord Jedi has to close and pass Holland champion, I'm sure the happier he'll be as Holland champion now becomes a de facto safety car as we enter the final sector now.
I have to say, when we noticed, Toussaint, in our earlier races, the de facto safety car, some people like to go very, very slow, which is really annoying for some drivers. As you can see here, looks like a couple of drivers. Oh, Cryptek running slow.
Cryptek's had a problem, it looks like, because he's dropped behind Bates.
Yeah, I think he did. He was running really slow.
Oh, as Holland champion slowed the pace to a whole... Lord Jedi has damage!
Oh,
Lord Jedi has damage on his front wing.
He must have got it off of Antelopen. That's what happens when it goes really, really slow through this...
oh, and he's hit the Williams again! As Holland champion now...
Lord Jedi pit. Lord Jedi might pit.
Oh no!
It's damage again.
Kebabs hit the back of Holland champion. It's chaos at the front of the field here.
Kebab comes in.
Champion gets the restart underway.
Oh,
Lord Jedi with that front wing damage.
Antelopen. Oh, Antelopen's run really
Mercedes is hitting.
The Mercedes, Mercedes getting really, really close to him. It's Joe. I think both Mercedes are going to try and look for a move now on Lord Jedi. No. This is going to be very, very close.
This is going to be catastrophic.
Joe's down the inside. Oh, that's going to be so close between all those drivers. I think Joe almost getting the move done. But both Mercedes drivers was looking to have a crack on the Lord Jedi, who has wing damage. It looks like a few drivers, Bates and Dirty Larry, were trying to get themselves involved as well. That was a brilliant start. But
as Lord Jedi, even though he's in the championship fight, he needs to let the cars behind just go. Oh, and he's gone off his heel! He's out!
Oh no!
What has happened there? As Lord Jedi has just gone straight into the wall. Somehow he's not got terminal damage. Currently now down in 15th position. I'm in shock.
I'm genuinely stunned.
I'm lost for words. There's Antelope all over the back on Campion. Campion's gone a little bit wide into turn 15. It's only come through, turn 17 and 18, now through turn 19. There's not really an overtaking opportunity here, but only a 10th behind now.
Shocked.
I cannot believe that Lord Jedi has done that.
What on earth has happened? Anger, rage, I'm not sure. He had contact with Antelope twice during the safety car. And that has now given Holland Campion a huge advantage.
Wow. I'm
shocked. Yeah. I don't know what to say.
So we're going to come back to the front now. As Antelope,
the two Mercedes drivers are really close to each other. Joe and Pepper really close. Lord Jedi's in
now. Well, obviously, if that front wing damage, he doesn't really have a choice. As Antelope now, Holland Campion trying to break the slipstream as much as he can. Antelope closing, gaining all the way down the straight now, up into 8th gear. He's probably a bit too far to try anything, but Pepperleg isn't too far to try anything on Joe. Under braking now, can't make anything happen. Just looking back down the straight.
Going down the inside of the Haas of Tekkers.
Oh, what a dive from the Renault driver. Beautiful move there. Cuts off the apex.
Brilliant comeback from Pope. Managed to somehow, that safety car restart, Toussaint, get ahead of Mares, and crucially get into the top 10 after he made a pit stop with that collision with Yusamaki on the first lap.
Yeah, definitely. As Pope now back up into the points positions. Oh no! Campion is Campion! Campion dropping out of the points. He's in 8th. Holland Campion down to 10th. Thunder 50-50's behind him. Oh, and he's spun again.
He's gone round.
And he's hit
the two cars. Oh no, the Ferrari.
Holland Campion has had a massive incident here in the second sector.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe that's just happened. His tyres are shredded. Those tyres are gone. He might receive another penalty for reversing into the
he's
Ferrari
gone.
as well.
No,
he's gone off again.
Massive understeer. Sorry, he's come in. He's come in.
His tyres are baked, Tiger. His tyres are ruined. He's overheated them with both of those spins. Now he's out of the points.
But look who's come around under the. Look who's come around under the. I can't even speak.
Oh,
he's run wide as well. What are these two drivers doing?
They need to calm down and realise what's at stake here. As Holland Campion is down into 16th. Will he drop behind Lord Jedi? Doesn't look like it. He's coming out of the pits now and a bit ahead of his championship rival. But Joe, looking for a move on the lead of the race, round the outside of the Williams, gets the move done. Got a bit wide though.
He's got a bit wide there. He's going to have the line back, but Antelope will have a good exit. A little bit of contact between these two. The other Mercedes driver of Pepperleck is going to try and get involved as well. I can barely speak. This is just.
As Joe moves over on the Williams, Pepperleck's gone through. Pepperleck on both of them. Pepperleck into the lead.
Another amazing move from Pepperleck as he gets his teammate and Antelope.
As Pope is going side by side now with Priptech through turn 13, he gets the move done. Lord Jedi's picking up penalty after penalty though, cutting every corner around the track. He needs to calm down and realise what's at stake here. As the Mercedes 1-2 at the moment, then separated by 0.2 of a second. The whole field here separated by no more than 5 seconds almost. As now here comes Antelope.
Was trying to look for a move down the inside of Joe. Oh, Joe almost lost it. That was close. I cannot believe what's just happened here. Another outstanding race in the freshman. I can't even speak. Oh, it's Antelope getting so close behind Joe, and now looks like Pepperleck is going to try and gain a gap to his teammate. But this is going to be also really, really good. Look at it here.
As Joe's gone, Joe's out of the race. Joe's out of the race. I'm on a manic opening turn of events we've had here in the Freshman League Championship decider. We've got a virtual set. Lord Jedi's out of the race. Jedi's out of the race. He's gone off.
Championship over.
Holland Campion will win the championship even if he fails to finish the race.
I'm stunned.
You're hearing a lot of silences up in the commentary booth because we cannot quite believe what we've seen here today.
We knew there was going to be tension.
Carnage.
We knew there was going to be tension. We knew it was going to be intense, but this is way above our expectations. If we got
as X-Natty now looking to the inside of Dirty Larry's looking to the inside of Antelope. Side by side.
Oh, Natty cut in the corner. He got a 3-second time penalty for that. But this is looking really good for the Williams team in terms of the constructors here too, saying if we can bring a little bit of joy back into this, as the constructors, this probably at the moment looks like it's going to go to the Williams team if they keep these positions, because both racing points, apart from Thunder who's got 1 point, both racing points basically are not getting any points unless Thunder can make up some positions.
Antelope's coming to the pits. Dirty Larry's coming to the pits.
So now he's going to take second place behind Pepperleck. Oh my god.
I cannot believe what we're seeing as the Pope now over the back of GSY Bates through the first sector. Oh! GSY Pope brake checked there by the McLaren. He hasn't got any damage, I don't think. It's giving me a bad camera angle. He's got major damage again. Major damage for the Renault driver. It's Pope.
Oh, how unfortunate. It was going to be an amazing comeback drive from him.
As Mares is now up into 6th on the hard tyres, Pepperleck is your race leader at the moment. Holland Campion will win the championship regardless of what happens today then. As Pepperleck now coming down in towards the first of the 2 chicanes around this track, as Bates, Pope will be very upset with Bates there. He just appeared to brake check the Renault coming through the sector 1.
I don't think it's going to be as angry as what we're going to receive from Lord Jedi, because he is out of this race, and whether Holland Campion DNFs or not, Holland Campion is going to win it.
Yeah, definitely, as we've got the McLaren and the Renault coming through sector 2. Pope doing very well to continue with that damage at the moment. We've got a big battle here for...
Let's have a look and see when Pepperleck will come in, because it'll be interesting to see where he comes out in terms of where the rest of the drivers are. But I'm still speechless.
As we've got a big battle now for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. Your next second place driver, Antelope, and closing on the back of Cryptek. He's on the soft tyres, so he has decided to go for a 2-stop then, on the fastest middle sector of anybody. I'm sure he would have preferred to be in front of Cryptek, so he has some clear air to close that gap deficit to Pepperleck, who currently leads this race. Coming under the hotel now through turn 18 and 19, still in third gear, nowhere to pass here, as Pope is coming to the pits for a second time in 9 laps for another front wing changes. Things have not been going his way at the moment, goes to set the soft tyres. Antelope now less than a second behind Cryptek, as will Cryptek try and do anything to help his teammates' championship, but I suppose he doesn't need to at the moment with Lord being out of the race. But now Antelope all over the back of Cryptek, he'll probably he'll have DRS once we get to that point in the track.
Will have DRS. I'm going to try and get back into this commentary as best as I can after absolute speeches here. But Antelope maybe looking for a move here. No, he can't get it done. But
as Antelope needs to get this move done to get past Cryptek and get some clear air.
Definitely,
he's going to have
he'll have DRS here. He'll have DRS going down this straight. Let's have a look here. Yes, he's going to have the DRS. I think he's going to go for a pass here. Toussaint looks like he's going to go for an inside line. Looks like it's
side by side now.
Line. I think he's going to get the pass done. Yeah, he has. He's got the pass done nicely. Moved in front of him. Cryptek just slotted him behind as he went into that corner, and Antelope and getting the pass done on the fresher tyres. Oh, someone's. Oh, there's no, there's a three-way battle here, Toussaint. It's between Barty, Thunder and Tekkers. All 3 of them battling for 5th place.
And Barty's gone wide, Thunder's gone wide.
Thunder's gone wide
as well. Tekker's the only person who stays on the track, but these 3 now battling fiercely over 5th place. Natty picks up another 3-second time penalty.
What an insane start we've had.
Barty's gone off again.
What an insane start
Barty's gone off again.
Yeah, he has. He went wide there. Oh, Thunder losing the rear end.
Don't go side by side through here, guys.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. We've seen quite a few drivers. Saw 2 drivers yesterday on that corner. Toussaint crash out as Pepperleck's in. Pepperleck's in. He's opted for a set of mediums.
Tekkers is in. Tekkers is in as well.
Tekkers in as well. Where will Pepperleck come out? Mares goes ahead of him. Well, I think Barty will also, I believe, go ahead of him. Yes, he will.
But will Antelope get out ahead?
Oh no, Pepperleck has come out just in front of. Oh,
Barty's gone off.
Barty spun. He spun on the pit exit and almost hit into Pepperleck. But Pepperleck coming out.
He's got no front wing.
Pepperleck coming out in front of Thunder and Kebab, and Pepperleck now in a really good position to win this race.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Pepperleck currently leading the race. They've got a VSC then.
I can't believe it. This has been one of the most insane freshman league races we've had all season.
Yeah, definitely. As incident-packed championship finale here. Barty has no front wing. Still waiting for this first VSC to be called in. As the VSC is over, we're going to have DRS once again. VSC Thunder will have DRS on Pepperleck. As what I find quite peculiar about Pepperleck's choice of strategy there is he's gone for the medium tyres. So he's taken the softs to lap 10, which, if you remember, I said was a critical lap here to go for a 1-stop onto the hards. But he's decided to opt for probably what looks like a 2-stop.
Will he not try 18 laps on the mediums? Is that not a possible thing?
When I was doing practice for this race, I discovered that the mediums could only go about 15 laps, but Pepperleck has proved me wrong in the past, and maybe he'll be able to do it again here, as we've got 3 cars currently still on the soft tyres, so they're definitely going for a 2-stop. Ex-Natty currently a race leader.
Bates does
come in.
Mares will take... Oh no, Bates does it. No, Bates does so.
No, he has. Bates isn't.
It looked like he didn't. Looked like he didn't there from the camera angle, but Ex-Natty leading this race at the moment after starting all the way down in 9th, I believe it was. Oh, there's a... Yeah. Oh, someone else is in. Yeah, Bates is in, Thunder's in, Kebab's in. So starting to see a lot of drivers coming in here. Looks like Antelope is going to go for a 2-stop because he definitely will not be able to get those softs to the end of the race.
Yeah, as that's quite an early stop there from those soft runners then. So obviously thinking they can do a 17-lap stop. Oh no! Oh, I thought that Brumbo Superfixer and GSY Bates just came together at the pit exit there. That was very close between those 2. Both of them did well to not end up in the barrier.
It could have been very catastrophic there. That pit exit coming out on the other side of the track to where they go in. So it actually goes underneath the track, the exit, and comes out when drivers are going through the corner. It basically comes out on where the apex is. So... it's practically it's quite a weird pit exit, but it looks like Bates is going to be being not Bates. Sorry, it looks like Bates is going to be attacking the back of Dirty Larry here. He's going to have DRS. He's on the fresher tires, on the
Goes
mediums.
to the outside.
He's going to go for an
Late
outside
braking.
move, maybe. Oh,
But Dirty Larry fights back. Dirty Larry's going to bit wide through turn 12. GSY Bates on the inside, and he spun.
Larry spun. Oh, I don't know whether. I think that was a clean pass from Bates. It looked it, but I'm not sure whether he made a little bit of contact with Larry, which forced him to spun or not. I couldn't quite see.
As that's promoted Holland Campion now up into the points, up into 9th place now for the Red Bull driver.
That has been. That's going to be interesting as well for the constructors, because I'm not sure at the moment in terms of points at the moment. Antelope being in 4th, Natty being in 1st, Cryptech being in 5th, Holland Campion being in 9th here. What that would do in terms of the constructors championship.
I believe Williams might be able to take this on with Cryptech in 5th and Holland Campion in 9th. They might be able to take this because obviously Natty hasn't stopped yet, so he isn't your net leader at the moment. That's Pepperlet. So Pepperlet's still in the net lead of this race. Mind,
also, Campion might have to make another pit stop. He's only done 6 laps on those hards. So he's going to have to make another pit stop, along with potentially his teammate. Cryptech doing 4 laps, might have to make another pit stop on those mediums as well.
Yes, and even so, Natty only has to make one more stop. All of these drivers have to make one more stop,
having to make one more stop as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle in terms of constructors. But at the moment, Holland Campion is going to win the championship. I mean, he basically has won. We can congratulate him now, but I don't think we will until the end of the race. But I mean, even if he DNFs, he's still won because he's ahead of the Lord Jedi on points.
Yeah, as at the moment, if Natty were to pit now, he would come out in between Cryptech and GSY Bates in 6th place. There's Pope's made a move on Brambo Super Fixer.
Pope around the outside of Super Fixer. Brilliant move by Pope. Another comeback after having another collision is all the way up in 7th.
Oh no. Well, hang on, Tiger. The barrier on the exit of turn 19 is sticking out into the track. That might be an issue going forward in the race. As drivers run a little bit wider, they could see themselves out of the race. Potentially, it's another glitch of the game that Codemasters should really have a look at. Yeah, it's quite bad.
That could be very, very bad. I'm sure all the drivers will look at that when they come round the track, and they'll be very cautious through that corner.
Yeah, it's just to speak about the Academy champion Mares, currently running in 2nd, starting at the back of the grid. He's had a wonderful start to this race, and he's done 10 laps on the hards. He can then go to a set of the softs or the mediums then, and we could see a fight back from the Academy champion as Kebab has made his way past AD Techers for 11th.
Round Techers, yes, and make sure afterwards. And when does it start? Toussaint? I always get my date. When does the Golden Crown start?
I believe it's next Thursday for the Golden Crown Series.
So make sure you join us this time next Thursday for the Golden Crown Series. We'll be seeing 5 drivers from each of the different leagues battle it out to find out who is the ultimate league in Gavra Racing. In terms of, these are all the F1 leagues that we have, and it's going to be very interesting. You will join by me and a new co-commentator of mine, Shaggy, who will be joining me. And be interesting to see what happens in that race. And you'll be racing in there, won't you, Toussaint?
I definitely will. I'll be racing on behalf of the Premier Series team. Hopefully we can take it to the Super League, boys. I believe we might. Yeah, exactly. As I believe we should be about to see Natty potentially coming to the pits now.
Oh, he's coming, I think. Yeah, he's coming now.
To the pits. I am telepathic. So he's coming to the pits. I assume this will be the hard tyres.
Pepperle's gaining on Mares though. Look at the gap to him and Mares. Oh, Dirty Larry and Kebab going wheel to wheel, and Larry's rounded into the wall. Oh, and he's crashed into Kebab. Oh, no. Another incident there. Both drivers, Toussaint. It's really, really difficult to go wheel to wheel down into that corner. As me and X-Natty demonstrated. As me and X-Natty demonstrated back in the Super League, is that we both made a collision. No, but in the Premier Series, so we both made a collision on that corner. It was completely accidental from both of us. Both of us locked up, going wheel to wheel into that corner, and it didn't end well. And it didn't end well for both of those drivers there either.
As Pepperleck now all over the back of Mares. Mares defends to the inside. Pepperleck's on a drive around the
outside.
They move together.
Oh,
and the 2 cars interlock.
Pepperleck going to go for a cutback, maybe. Yes, and he does. He gets the pass done. I don't think there was any major damage done there to the cars, but look what this is going to do for the constructors. Look at the Williams team, third and fourth place. Williams might be able to snatch it here with all the drama that's happened, snatch a constructors' victory at the end of this.
But Cryptek now is keeping Natty under pressure. He does have a tyre advantage still at the moment with those fresh mediums compared to Natty's. With those fresh mediums compared to Natty's fresh hards. The tyre balance is in Cryptek's favour. Can he do anything with it and get past X-Natty?
Towards the end of the race, though, X-Natty will have the favour over on those hard tyres. Going long, will be able to go longer into this race. But Cryptek will be able to go faster now, but is going to struggle at the end of the race in terms of tyre grip, because those this track obviously is very forgiving on the tyres, as Cryptek there is running wide on those mediums, so it's going to be interesting to see.
As that's ruined any time he was gaining on X-Natty. He got the gap down to just under a second, but with that mistake now it's gone to 2 seconds now even. As Pepelec currently leads this race still from Mares, as Antelopen yet to make his second stop, so is Pepelec, I believe. I believe we will see Mares come in again.
I think Mares might go into a set of softs since he had free choice of tyre at the start of the race. I don't know whether did he start on the softs or did he start on the mediums?
He definitely did not start on the hards because those are only 12 laps old. Is the size that he's on now.
Maybe because he is allowed to go back under the softs, isn't he? Because
he's used two different compounds of tyre.
So Mares could go for a set of softs here, push late at the end of the race, and he'll have the speed advantage over everyone else.
I'd like everyone to just take notice for a second, as Pepelec is currently 14 seconds ahead of X-Natty. Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Campion all over the back of Brambo's Super Fixer here. Might go for an overtake. He's going to go down the inside. Potentially here, the current champion, and will-be champion, going to go down the inside of Toro Rosso and gets the pass done. A very nice pass there from the champion.
A clinical overtake there from Holland Campion. No risks, knowing exactly what he needs to do to, well, finish the race effectively. As Thunder has gone off down at the chicane.
What were you saying before about looking at something? Before I butted in there.
Oh, sorry. As currently, X-Natty will be leading the race once Pepelec comes in for his pit stop, but he currently sits nearly 15 seconds behind Pepelec, so once they pit, that gap will shake out to around 7 to 9 seconds, somewhere within that window, if X-Natty can keep this gap a bit of a constant, meaning that Pepelec will be on the charge as Natty's tyres age at the end of the race.
And we've seen Pepelec charge before. He closed down a 10 to 12 second gap back in USA. That was a brilliant comeback from him. Managed to get, who was it? One of the drivers at the end of the race. I can't remember exactly who that was, but it was a brilliant comeback driver. I remember he really.
You've got yellows in sector 1 and 2.
Oh, I'm not sure who that is. I think
it's gone back to greens now.
I think it's okay, but yeah, we've seen comeback drives on Pepelec from before. So can he do it again?
As we've got a battle for 5th, 6th and 7th now between Cryptek, Bates and Pope. Pope will be looking for a bit of revenge here on the McLaren after he had an incident with Bates early on in the race. He's going to have a DRS on Bates, but Bates doesn't have DRS on Cryptek though, as Pope has got the most worn of these tyres out of these three. Late braking now, Pope all over the back of Bates.
Pope really close behind the McLaren.
He can have a second bite of the cherry here with the DRS again down towards turn 11, but Cryptek's gone very wide as well through that corner, and he's gaining all the time down on the straight. Can he go for a move down the inside? Bates hasn't defended the inside. Pope goes for the inside. What a move there by the Renault driver. Late braking, brilliant stuff. That's what you'd like to see, but Bates is not going to come back at him.
Bates looking for a cut
on the inside into turn 14.
Pope leaving enough room, and you really do not want to go wheel to wheel down this straight.
As
and it looks
Bates
like
keeps it.
Pope backs off, but I was going to say that's more of a Daniel Ricciardo style move, especially with him being in the Renault. But late braking, it's swerving behind the car, trying to find the space, and then down the inside, late braking, as we see from Daniel Ricciardo in real life, in the Renault there from Pope.
Oh, as Antelopen's coming to the pits.
Oh, Antelopen in, so he's near enough reached the end of that tyre life there. On those softs, would you say, Toussaint? The 9 laps is pretty good on the soft tyres.
Yes, a very good stint there from the Williams driver. He's going to come in now and go to a set of medium tyres as they have ready for him. He's got damage on the front wing.
Oh, did he have a collision with someone maybe?
That might have been why we had the yellows in the first sector.
An even bigger shake-up for the constructors as he moves all the way down into 11th.
Wow. That's going to have major repercussions for him.
it's going to be interesting because he's really going to have to push now. He's going to have to push on the drivers in front, and also ex-Natty is really going to have to push now to maybe pull it home for the Williams team. But there's a battle going on here for fourth, as I think you were just about to say. As Bates is all over the back of Cryptek.
As Bates now has DRS on the Red Bull, as can he make a move now coming down towards turn 11? He's going to have a second bite of a cherry once again. Got the DRS open now. He's going to tuck into the slipstream with the Red Bull in front. Can he make a move here, just like Pope did to him? Pope's got a similar gap to the car behind.
Bates maybe going for an inside.
Go for a move. He chooses not to go for it.
And that allows Pope, Bates backed up there, allows Pope to get a little bit closer to this battle.
As Pope was all over the back of the McLaren. He's dropped back a little bit though now, as Cryptek currently leads this battle on 9-lap-old mediums. It looks like he will have to stop again, possibly. As as Bates really goes into the back of the Red Bull, and that's going to put Pope now right on the gearbox of the McLaren.
Campion's going to have to make another stop. Colin Campion cannot go to the end of that race on those mediums, especially on this track with the amount of tyre wear that it will burn off of these tyres. He's not going to be able to go to the end of the race. Oh, and his teammate Cryptek comes in.
As that's freed up Pope and GSY Bates that's had their own battle. But if you look at Holland Campion's onboard now, you can see just how smooth he's being into all of these corners now. No real jerks of the wheel or anything like that. He's really trying to conserve those tyres.
Definitely, and I think maybe, yes, he is going to try and go to the end of the race, but it's going to be really difficult. And over 10 laps to go to Saint in this race, and he's done 12 laps on those mediums, and that is going to be a big ask from those tyres.
And he does have to be careful he doesn't get the punctures, and Slovan picks up a 3-second time penalty. But now, this is the break that Pope's been waiting for. Half a second now behind the car in front. As Bates won't have DRS, Pope will.
Pope is going to get close. I don't think he'll go for a move. Or maybe it looks like he is. Late on the brakes. Oh, it was so close.
I thought he was going to go for that, but Bates had a bad exit now.
He's going to go for it now. He's going to have DRS as well going into this next DRS straight. Is he going to go around the outside maybe? He's going to go... Oh, Bates slots in behind him, I think, yeah, Pope's got the move done.
Yes. Bates slots in behind Verano.
Yeah, Bates just slotting in behind there and getting behind Pope, and Pope's showing some brilliant pace, even on those 10-lap-old mediums.
Yeah, definitely compared to the 7-lap-old mediums on GSY Bates' car at the moment. I was a little bit wide there, but
something interesting to see. I was just about to say he's done 15 laps on the hards, comes into the pits. He comes into the pits. I was just about to talk about how well he's done on those hard tyres. Comes into the pits. If he's only doing 15 laps on the hards, Toussaint,
it's softs. It's softs for the Renault, for Ferrari even.
Is it the softs for him? If he's only done 15 laps on those hards, how is Colin Campion going to do 22 on the mediums?
It's going to be a big ask for the Red Bull driver if he can do it.
And that moves Natty up into third and moves Pope into the podium position. But Pope may have to pit as well.
Yes, there's Natty now up into second, but look at that 19 seconds now between him and Pepelec. Pepelec almost has a full pit stop over ex-Natty.
A brilliant race from Pepelec, and he made that double move down on his teammate and a McLaren, I believe it was. Another brilliant move after he made that triple move in USA and bring out another double move here in Abu Dhabi.
Bringing it out when it counts then. So Pepelec currently is your race leader, but now look at Mares on the back of Bates. They both have DRS. Bates protects the inside. He's entitled to do that. Here comes Mares now around the outside, late braking. The Ferrari on the outside, so the inside. Oh, Pope is very slow.
Bates went for a move on
Pope. As Bates has got damage.
It's like damage to Bates. Pope, I don't think
damage
Pope
to Bates. He's hit him again.
Oh, and that's allowed Mares to go through. That's allowed Mares to go through, and Mares is going to come back up into third. So that's Pope now out of the podium, and that's allowed Pope to get into fourth here. Bates is going to come in behind him, but big damage for GSY. Bates is Tekker's looking for a move around the outside of Kebab.
What a move.
That's a brilliant move from Tekker's.
But Kebab cuts the corner to try and get back at the Haas driver, but he can't make it work. Thunder picks up another 3-second time penalty. Ferrari's off the track. Wide. And surely he'll have to give that position back to the Haas.
Surely he's going to have to give it back as the Haas going down the inside. Oh, there's contact.
They touch again.
Oh, and it looks like...
Pepelec's in.
Oh, Pepelec into the pits. Let's see where Pepelec will come out. As Pope also in. Pope also in. I think maybe he picked up a little bit of damage. Are they preparing a wing for Pope? Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
I think Pope picked up damage. It looks like...
No, it's a pit stop. No wing.
It's a normal pit stop. Goes onto the softs. Bates... I believe. Oh, that was close there between those, but Bates coming in for a wing change. It was almost an unsafe release. Pope, look at the gap that the drivers were between. Comes down from 4th to 10th.
But Pepelec now has DRS on X90 looking to reclaim the lead of this race. X90 does his best to defend. Pepelec's coming around the outside. We've got the Alfa Romeo off in sector 3 as Pepelec's going to swoop around the outside. Gets the move done on the Williams. Nice move there from the Mercedes driver back into the lead.
Pepelec regaining the lead, and also if you notice, Antelopen's climbed himself back up the field and is now right behind AB Techers. So the Williams team here doing very, very well. I believe at the moment with the points that they are now, I believe they will win the constructors. So it's going to have to see. Natty's going for a pass around Pepelec, and X90 regains the lead. Antelopen couldn't get the pass. Oh, Antelopen did get the pass done on Techers. Sorry. He did manage to get that pass done, but Pepelec and X90 getting very closely, and this could be a very interesting battle for first position.
On fresh soft tyres, has slashed the gap to 1.8 seconds now. Mares is in the hunt for the win here, as we have a very dramatic end to the race. We've got 8 laps to go.
Pepelec all over the back of X90.
He'll be very frustrated now, sat behind the rear of that Williams, as that's going to allow Holland Campion and Antelopen to catch up to Pepelec's and go to the outside, though. He's alongside X90, nothing between them as they cross the line. But X90 should be able to defend this. He's going to look for the cutback. He can't do it, but Mares now, only less than a second now. Mares will have DRS. They're going to go side by side. Pepelec, don't try it here. Just be a little bit more patient. But he's not going to listen. He's going to try and go down the inside on X90, and he's made it work.
Brilliant pass, but X90 might try and go for the cutback. No, he doesn't. Brilliant move from Pepelec as he regains the lead once again. But X90's going to have DRS.
Mares will have DRS. Mares have the DRS, as Pepelec might be about to get mugged here. As X90 now, Pepelec weaving down the straight, trying to break the slipstream. As now X90 looking, Mares looking, Mares, here comes Mares, well. He's going to go down the inside. Pepelec doesn't give him any room. He's going to cut across the center, but Pepelec's at a bad exit. X90 will have the DRS once again.
Look at the back, Toussaint. Look at Kebab and Techers and Pope and X90.
X90 and Pepelec side by side. X90 on the outside. He's late braking. Pepelec down the inside. Once again, they're still side by side. Through turns 12 and 13. X90 on the outside. He's got it. But here comes Mares now. Mares down the inside. There's contact. And the Mercedes goes off the track.
There's 3 wide coming out of the chicane, Toussaint at the back.
Oriol's out. Oriol's out of the session.
There's 3 wide in the back here, Toussaint. It's between there's so many cars involved. Cryptek, Pope, Thunder, Kababe, Techers, all going out. There's
Pope's gone down the inside of
Thunder. But while that battle was happening, there was a battle at the back, and look at all these cars here at the back as X90 gets the position back again from Pepelec.
As Pepelec went off the track there, X90 doing a brilliant job of defending. Lap 22 of 28. Pepelec once again looking to the outside into turn 1. Can he get it done?
Pepelec, can he get the move done?
He has, he's done it.
Look at Mares. Mares going to try and go for a move now down the inside,
X90 gives him the room.
Oh, it's going to be close, but I think Mares getting the pass done. Holland Campion comes into the pits. Oh, Kebab is out. Kebab's had an incident with that group of drivers. Someone's round. Someone's round. Techers into the pit. Techers into the pits. But that was a big battle there for 5th. And at the moment, Toussaint, I've just received confirmation that at the moment the Williams team will win the Constructors' Championship.
And that's with 3rd and 4th positions. Oh,
Mares going down the inside of Pepelec and he gets the pass done.
But he's gone wide and Pepelec's going to have the DRS once again. Pepelec round the outside, he's off the track. Will he get back to position? As now Mares will have the DRS. Mares the DRS around the outside. He's going to be able to go past the Mercedes.
Natty's going to
have... Will Pepelec fight back?
Natty just doesn't have the speed no more with those hard tyres. He just can't find the speed on those straights. And it's just allowing Mares and Pepelec to go at it, but Natty is keeping behind them through these corners.
It's Bramba Super Fixer and Thunder 50-50 going wheel to wheel now. And Thunder keeps it on the inside. Foxy is off the track. As now he's going to have a DRS, but I believe Thunder wheels on. No, he doesn't. Going to ride on board the Toro Rosso.
Super Fixer's going to go down the inside. Super Fixer down the
they've cut contact.
They made contact, but I think Super Fixer's got the pass done. but they made contact. And what a race we've got out here, as Pepelec is now, as you can see, as I said to you, St. He's struggling on those 8-lap old hard tyres. But Pepelec
he can't keep up.
Pepelec all over the back of Mares, and Pepelec is going to have similar pace to Mares, as Mares is on a lap old softs, but Pepelec is going to be able to go longer and better towards the end of this race. He's maybe going to look for a move.
Has got such a good run out of turn 2. He's going to look to the outside now into the chicane. No move there.
Maybe for the cutback. Oh,
but he's going to try and get the DRS now.
Yeah,
this is what we didn't see in Bahrain. This is what we didn't see in Brazil anyway. What driver can take it to Mares? Had a dominant performance last time out in Brazil. But now Pepelec with a DRS, 4/10 of a second. 4/10 of a second now behind the Ferrari. He's gaining all the time down the straight. He might be a little bit too far to try something, but
Pepelec, too far away.
He just had a cheeky look to the inside. Mares covers it off though, as who gets the better exit now is critical. As Pepelec gets a twitch of oversteer, and the DRS once again. Can he make a move into turn 11?
He's done alright there out of that corner, as he's going to maybe look for it. He's going to maybe look for it down the inside. Pepelec here, he's close. No, he doesn't. He backs up.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, there's an incident at the back here. It's thunder round. I'm not sure whether he had a collision. I'm not sure if he had a collision with Campion or whether Holland Campion just went past him. But Thunder's round. Maybe he had a large kick of oversteer out of that corner and went into the wall. I'm not too sure.
He must have had an incident with Holland Campion, because Campion has damage.
Campion has damage
on his front right.
Yes, he does. Front right end plate damage to Campion. So maybe they did have a collision into there. But all eyes at the moment on the front as Pepelec all over the back of Mares here, and whatever happens to Holland Campion here, whether he's going to have to pin or not for that damage, he will win the championship.
He will win the championship regardless, but Excite now 3.2 seconds off, but the battle for the lead is still raging on there with 5 laps remaining, including this one. As we've got Pepelec now sat 5 tenths behind the Ferrari in front. This is the closest battle we have on track at the moment, as now they're coming down towards the first chicane of turns 4 and 5. Anything doing here for Pepelec? No, he can't get it done just quite yet. He's going to have a DRS there once again. He's closer now. He's closer now than he was on the last lap. 3/10 of a second now.
He's really close behind him. Good straight line speed. DRS here. Let's see if Pepelec may. You're only saying a medium ERS, so surprising. I thought he maybe would have gone for the overtake, but maybe he's saving it. Oh no, he's looking for the inside. He looked to the inside, but didn't go for it. But
thought about it.
Something new in the new game to say no ERS. There'll only be one overtake button, which is going to be very interesting for overtakes in the lead. As Pepelec
now
going to look for a move.
He wants this position. Pepelec's going to commit to the outside. Mares defends to the inside. Can Pepelec switch it back for a dive down the ears? He's going to go round the outside of the Ferrari. Mares good defending. Oh, they touch. Pepelec has a mini half spin, but he manages to save it as Barty's got past Thunder now. Thunder pits.
Oh, Pepelec
now going to go side by side once again.
Oh, I was close between the two drivers, no, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see next game, next F1 to Saint, on how these drivers will fare with no ERS, but with that overtake button. It's going to be very interesting, all the overtakes that we're going to see, and it'll definitely make all the racing a lot more exciting.
Definitely, that's going to add a whole new element to the races, which could make overtaking even that more constant, as we're going to hopefully we'll have a lot more competitiveness in the Super League as well, a lot of these drivers moving up, as now Pepelec is all over the back of Mares. Still Pepelec charging on the back of the Ferrari at the moment. We've got 4 laps to go, including this one in the Freshman Series, the final F1 race of this week and the final one in this season of F1 2019.
Oh,
but Pepelec now
looking for the inside, looked for it, didn't manage to get the gap though, but he's going to be, look how close he's going to be behind Mares.
Oh, he's going to go down the inside. Pepelec down the inside, he's got the move done. And he surprised Mares.
They're wheel to wheel. Camera angle for it. I couldn't see what happened, but Pepelec down the inside. He's going to have DRS as they go wheel to wheel. Mares somehow having some excellent straight line speed.
And the Mercedes is
going to go down the inside.
On the brakes.
Oh, it's going to be close between these drivers. Who gets the better exit? I think it's going to be Pepelec, and Pepelec gets the move done.
As Pepelec left Mares absolutely no space whatsoever, not taking any nonsense from the Academy League champion. There's a McLaren off though. It's Bates off in the first sector. Round. But Mares is all over the back of Pepelec now on those soft tyres. But this
is where we might start seeing Mares struggle a little bit on those soft tyres. But this is where it will now become Pepelec's game. He was on the 5-lap old mediums, and this is where he's going to start maybe getting a little bit of a tyre advantage over Mahrez.
Yes, as this is with soft tyres now about over midway through that maximum stint that they could possibly handle. It's going to come through the final sector now, but Pepelec looks to be running away with us at the moment. So a stout defence there from Mahrez, but ultimately it looks like Pepelec might take this one. He's gone wide and got a 3-second time penalty.
I think he got one of those at the start of the race as well, potentially. So it's
as
not
the two Red Bulls now are going to go wheel to wheel with Holland Campion only 1.2 seconds off Cryptek. These two, well, they're not fighting for the championship anymore. They are fighting for the constructors. Will Cryptek let Holland Campion go through on his fresher tyres and get to the end of the race and try and have a pop at Antelope in front, or Pope even?
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, those Red Bull drivers, if they want to at least get the dub above the constructors and also the the driver championship, they're really going to have to push here. But it looks like at the moment Williams is going to snatch that constructor championship away from them.
Definitely. So the two Williams cars currently sat in 3rd and 4th, the two Red Bulls in 6th and 7th. We have received notification that will be enough still for them to take the championship.
At the moment, I've just received from Gavra, at the moment, Williams' team would win it by 1 point. The Williams team would win the constructors by 1 point.
So Holland Campion needs to get past Cryptek, and then he needs to get past Pope for the constructors championship.
One of the Red Bulls needs to get past Pope.
Cryptek goes to the inside. Will Cryptek allow his teammate to go through? He's lifting off. This is team orders, I think we're seeing here. Cryptek's lifting off. Holland Campion's going to go round the outside. Cryptek does not fight his teammate.
Like team orders there. Team orders. I think both of these drivers know what's at stake. They both want driver championship and constructor, and it looks like Holland Campion's going to try and bring it home for them, both driver and constructor here. Holland Campion needs to get around Pope for the Red Bull team to win the championship.
As he currently sits 3.8 seconds off with 3 laps to go, including this one. Can Holland Campion do it? Can he clinch the Constructors' Championship for Red Bull? Currently 1 point in it. Ex-Nati 8.2 seconds behind the race leaders. Doesn't look like anything's going to be happening there now. As Pepelec 1.6 seconds ahead of Mahrez. Those soft tyres are definitely fallen off the cliff then. Lovely helicopter shot as they go underneath the hotel here, Holland Campion. He will definitely be a champion this evening. But will he be able to clinch the Constructors for Red Bull? Currently 3.4 seconds. 3.2 seconds now.
Find 3.2 seconds in what is now the penultimate lap, and Pepelec, can we just say, an outstanding race from him, battling with Mahrez, and we thought no one could battle with Mahrez, but we've seen Pope do it, and we've also seen Pepelec do it in both academy and freshman. And Pepelec here, an outstanding race, and it's going to be a good end to his season after he's had so many poor performances in his race pace. He's been the king of qualifying, but he has not been the king of the race pace. But this is going to be his best performance so far this season, and he looks like he's going to get the win here.
It's never over till it's over, and we had the commentators curse before. Holland Campion now 3.1 seconds behind Pope. He's not gaining enough, really. He needs 1.5 seconds on this lap and on the next lap to have a chance.
Oh, Mahrez gets another 3-second time penalty. How much the time penalties, though? What would that do for X90?
I'm having a look at that right now. As Pepelec... So Pepelec has 2 penalties. Mahrez has... 5 penalties for Mahrez.
5 penalties, so Natty will get second.
Well, I need to check how many penalties that Natty has.
Oh, I
so
know
Natty could still be
1.
on here for second place. 1, 2, 3, 4 penalties for Natty, so it's not going to be enough at the moment.
No,
8-second gap.
It won't be, but that still means Holland Campion is going to have to overtake Pope, and that gap down to 2.3 seconds now. 2.6. He's not gaining enough. It doesn't look like Toussaint to get him.
He's only got a second. He's gained less than a second on this snap as it stands at the moment. Holland Campion not doing enough at the moment. And don't forget, he needs to get this pass done for another DRS, and there's not really a chance to overtake anywhere else. As Pepelec now is going to start the final lap of the race. Ironically, one of the few races he hasn't started from pole. He's now leading on the last lap as he comes towards the end of the midsection of the second sector now through the chicane. Very nicely done there by the Mercedes driver. But Holland Campion 2.3 seconds behind now. He's charging. He's doing everything he can, extracting the most out of that car. Pope picks up a 3-second time penalty though. Could that change things for the Constructors' Championship?
Oh, that could change it. I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
1.9 seconds now between Pope and Holland Campion. Your champion chasing down the run on the dying stage of this race.
Penalties?
I'm not too sure. We'll find out in a minute, though. But I'm going to get my camera to
find out
Pepler because he's had a massive...
Oh, Cryptek's out!
Disconnected! Disconnected.
What's gonna that do at the end? We'll find confirmation. I'll get confirmation off Gavra at the end. That's gonna do with the terms of constructors.
It's gonna come round the end of the final sector.
He's coming to the hotel. Ooh, just missing the wall there, and he's gonna come
round the final two corners. And your qualifying king, who has had such bad luck in all of the races, the man who we've given much time to on the podcast, he's gonna cross the line to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Well done, Pepelec.
Brilliant drive from Pepelec. Mares will take second. Ex-Natty, I believe, will come round. Oh, Superfix around Cryptek. Superfix getting around Cryptek. That is going to be interesting for the constructors. After Cryptek leaving and lagging out and managing to join back.
Holland Campion's out. Antelopen's out of fuel. Antelopen's out of fuel.
Antelopen needs to come round. Antelopen's going to have to come round here. He's going to finish in fourth, but will he finish in fourth without penalties?
He does. Oh, but Pope's to the line. Holland Campion gets fourth.
Brambo will come, picks up a 3-second time penalty, will come 7th, Cryptek will come... Will come 8th.
So unless Tekers is coming across the line now.
Where will Tekers come? Tekers is too far behind, I think. What is that going to do?
Seconds behind.
What's that going to do for the constructors?
Hang on, I'm just trying to add it up. I'll try and get confirmation as soon as I can.
Yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can get confirmation off of Gavra, but while we do that, we need to give a big congratulations to this man here, the Red Bull driver, an outstanding season for him, and not a great end to his title. But look, he wins the Freshman League Championship, and he is going to go away with that championship victory, and will go on to bigger and better things. I'm sure he will after winning this championship, the Red Bull driver, and he's had an outstanding season overall, and has brought home many victories, and battled with Lord Jedi throughout the season, and having a battle with him at the end of this race as well.
As these drivers I believe
Red Bull won it. I believe so. Do we know how many points it was? Could we get a points confirmation on that? I believe Red Bull won it at the end on penalties. Antelopen running out of fuel sort of gave that to Holland Campion, gave that to the Red Bull team. But there is your final thing. Pepelec, an amazing race, finishes in third. Mares in second after a brilliant race. Started from 17th, Toussaint, finishing second. Wow. A brilliant race from him.
That driver.
Ex-Natty finishes in third. Holland Campion, our champion, finishes in fourth. Antelopen finishes in fifth. Pope finishes in sixth. Bromo Superfixer in seventh. Cryptek in eighth. Tekers in ninth. Thunder in 10th. Barty in 11th. Dirty Larry in 12th. Bates in 13th. Kebab in 14th. Oriole in 15th. And then Joe, Lord Jedi, and Usmaki all DNF'd in that race. But wow, what a race we had there.
As these drivers have been great all season long. Like, they have never disappointed us at any turn, anything like that. It was unfortunate we couldn't get
the Red Bull team beat Williams by 3 points.
So that just shows you how much was in it at the end there for the constructors. The Williams guys came so close, just 3 points away from a constructors' victory. But Red Bull, who've been the dominant team, well, not the dominant team, but definitely a team who has shown that they are very much capable of winning championships in the Freshman League, as both of those drivers have been great. Holland Campion bringing home the win. You didn't have a chance to talk about driver of the day, but Holland Campion is your champion.
I think driver of the day, I think I might have to. I think I might have to get Mares could be in contention. 17th to second. What a race he had.
I have to say Mares.
I think Mares.
I have to go with Mares.
We'll get Pepelec, another amazing race from him as well. Ex-Natty, a brilliant race from him, started in 9th, finished in 2nd place.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Natty also managed to get on the podium, finishing the season off strong there. As Fees, you should be very, very proud of Holland Campion. He's done an excellent job this year.
Brilliant.
Kept it really clean with all the other drivers. And he's done incredibly well this season. So yeah, well, congratulations to Holland Campion. Holland is the campion, as I assume campion means champion
really
in Dutch.
Well
as thank you for that play on word there, play Dutchy.
Wow, what a race we had.
That's going to bring to an end the Freshman League. It's going to a pleasure to join you, Tiger, for the duration of his championship.
It's been a pleasure having you with me. We've had lots of ups and downs during this freshman league. Many ups, not so many downs. But what a final race!
The races have been incredible.
What a final race we've had. Yes, all the races have been absolutely incredible. But thank you everyone for joining us throughout the season. This is the final F1 season of the week. I believe we've got a pre-season in the brand new Weekend League. If anyone would like to join that, we're asking for a small donation for the Weekend League, which we are starting up. Yeah, we've got, I think the last time I checked we had 11 drivers. We may have a few more now, but if you want to go sign up to the Freshman League, just head over to the Gavra Racing website. Make sure you go check out the Gavra Racing YouTube channel. We actually are on 857 subscribers, so getting ever so close to that 1,000 subscribers there, Toon Saint. Getting ever so close.
Definitely.
But
our aim is to get there by the end of this year, so please, if you have a spare moment, please do hit that subscribe button. It does help us organise these, and it helps the admin team as well to organise these events, knowing that there's so many of you guys watching, which means a lot to us also up here in the commentary booth. We try to do our best job for you guys all of the time, and the drivers do as well, and certainly the drivers in this championship.
Definitely, and yeah, it would help out a lot, and I'd like to say a big thanks to all of the drivers, not just in this league, but from all leagues, for racing and putting on excellent performances throughout all of the leagues. And an even bigger thank you to the admin team and Mr. Gavranovic himself, who organise and sometimes race in these races, but mainly organise, keep this league running, keep everyone happy, and keep everyone in fun times during these troubled times. So a big thank you to all of them. A big thank you also to the whole commentary team as well, to Saint, Evan, Natty, Duke, hello, I'm sorry if I missed anyone, Thunder, is it Neon, Toby. I believe, who, Toby, yes. Thank you to all of yous, and yeah, make sure you go follow Twitter, Instagram pages. I'll be posting some stuff over there whenever needs be. Make sure you join me and Shaggy. It seems weird to say that. Should you join me and Shaggy for next Thursday, where we will be starting the Golden Crown series, and that is going to be very interesting. Remind you again, it is all of the 4 leagues battling it out. 5 drivers from each league battling it out. I believe, is it across... How many weeks is it across, Toussaint?
It's across 4 weeks. Each round has 2 races, a 50% feature race and a 25% sprint race. There are 4 rounds in this season. I believe they're Bahrain, Azerbaijan, Singapore, and then we round off the season in Brazil. But each race will have 2 races, so there's 8 rounds. There's a reverse grid for the second round, but I'm sure Tiger and Shaggy will be able to explain all of the rules to you next week, so we don't blubber on too much at the end of this stream now.
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you all of you viewers as well. And also, just one other thing to know, I believe we are going to start doing the I think we are going to test the Golden Crown series on Twitch this time, so I believe all the streams will be done on Twitch, but then afterwards they will be uploaded to YouTube. So if anyone doesn't have Twitch, or anyone prefers YouTube, I mean, I don't know what your preferences are, but it will be uploaded on YouTube, and I believe we're going to try and stream it on Twitch, so we're going to go for something a little bit different. But not to blather on too much, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to Saint, thank you everyone. This is basically the concise version of that, and we will see you all next season, and you'll be seeing me next Thursday for the Golden Crown series. So thank you everyone, and we will see you next season in the Freshman.
Bye everyone.